Welcome to the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Evie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello.
And this is Fair Game.
It is.
And
Just
Amanda
really quickly.
Carter's promotion. Yeah.
Yes, Carter's promoted. Very important. Quick talking point. So that there is Michael David Sims playing Secretary of Defense Arthur Sims, same surname,
Wow.
who has a little bit of history with RDA. So they actually previously worked together on a mini-series called Pandora's Clock about a deadly virus on board a Boeing 747.
He was in that.
RDA actually played a pilot, and
Yes.
Sim played a colonel.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember Pandora's Clock before SG1 came out. That was my real introduction to Rick. I knew about MacGyver, but I watched Pandora's Clock before SG1 came on. So.
I haven't seen it. Was it any good? Did you like it?
Absolutely not.
Oh God!
Oh, it was total garbage.
Production value.
It's a movie of the week.
Right.
But it's worth your time because Rick is great. Yeah. So watch it and hold your nose. But the scenes with Rick are great because he's a great pilot in that episode. So
awesome. Yeah, I just loved that he's a pilot in this, a pilot in that. Yeah, it's pretty
absolutely.
Cool.
This is a great scene. We're progressing the show. We're evolving the story arcs of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time that Sam gets promoted. She'll be promoted again in 5 years to lieutenant colonel.
That's very true. So there is a couple of cool things in this episode. This is the first episode with Michael Shanks voicing Thor.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Okay,
no,
so the
Thor's
internet
Chariot.
lied to me.
Yep, the internet lied to you. Thor's Chariot.
Internet lied to me. So this is the second episode with Michael Shanks voicing Thor. The implications of this episode and the Protected Planets Treaty are brought up, obviously, several times in later episodes.
Yep.
Exactly. Jacob Olahars. I watched Pandora's Clock between MacGyver and SG1. It's stuck in my memory because of RDA. Absolutely. So this is one of my favorite moments of the franchise.
Sam and Jack with some mutual respect. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah,
the pride and respect.
And it's real.
Great.
These things happen in this Air Force. So
yeah.
I do love that every time the Asgard show up, they always have to show up without actual introduction, without explaining themselves.
Yep.
They just beam
They're too
people
important
away.
for that. Yeah, they're too important and they're too busy for that.
Man, a few words, but perfect timing. So good.
It's Code 9, guys. Code 9.
Here we go.
It's like the disappearing kernel code.
In conclusion, I'd like to say.
I love how he was still talking.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't notice that I was teleported.
Jack gets teleported out so much. Poor guy.
He gets used to it after a while.
I was going to say that, he kind of gets a bit
interrupts his
flustered.
speech, interrupts his fishing
It takes a
trip.
lot for Jack to go up there and make a big speech. He likes to just chill out and, not do that stuff.
What a cool set.
Yes.
It is a very cool set.
I love the way he just kind of bounces on the ground being like, hey, what's this ball made of?
Yeah, exactly. I'm hundreds of miles above the Earth. Here we go.
Hello, Michael Shanks.
Hello again, Michael Shanks.
Greetings.
Hey, buddy.
I don't think that they've actually met yet.
No.
Yeah.
Right, by reputation only.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we do meet a few returning guest stars for the first time in this episode.
Whoop, whoop.
So we have Ron Holder as Cronus. So he's in 3 episodes. He also returned in a single episode of SGU as a different character. We've got Jacqueline Samura as Nirti.
Are you what?
Apparently he played a priest in an episode.
You know what? You might be right, and I'm absolutely shocked by this.
I can't remember the name of the episode. Anyway, so Jacqueline Samuda as Niriti, also in 3 episodes, and Vince, how do you pronounce his surname again?
Cristeo as
you. He's in 9 episodes.
Yes.
See, this is why you is my man.
Stargate Continuum.
We got to have so much fun with him.
I did mention before we started streaming as well, but I mentioned it again, that Vince also worked as a stuntman So he's credited for stunts on X-Men United, The Day After Tomorrow, and iRobot, which is really cool.
Wow.
A lot of good things.
Apparently, he did voice work in Stargate Infinity as well. So anyway,
that bit I didn't see.
Yeah, Ron Halder.
It's just learning on the fly.
Absolutely.
Love it.
I just find it really funny how so many Goa'uld have such an impact in the show, even though you don't see them often.
Yeah. So Thor just mentioned that Asgard ships have never been detected in Earth
right.
before. So that obviously indicates they have very advanced
some kind of stealth,
technology.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's just kind of sitting there doing his thing. The complexity of this puppet continued to evolve throughout the show, and it was just kind of wild.
It just got better and better.
Now we're starting to
shinier.
see he did, and he's made of silicone. So, and he's saying that the consequences of our actions are beginning to catch up to us now that we've taken out Hathor. We're going to have to deal with the fact that we're becoming a bit of a nuisance to the Goa'uld. So we're going to have to fall under the treaty to keep at least the system lords from coming after us.
Yeah,
These
it's just a domino
kids.
effect. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So we also missed Thor tells Jack the System Lords can launch an attack 100 times larger than Apophis's attempt on Earth.
Apophis's attempt was so puny. It's hilarious.
It really was. This does come up again later in kind of a bit of a goof. So I'll mention that when it comes up.
Which suggests that the System Lord Collective has at least 200 ships at their disposal.
Yeah. And as another talking point, Thor made like a vague reference to the war with the replicators as well.
That comes up. They're already setting up the end of season 3.
Yeah.
Man, those pesky replicators, they do not go away. Every time, like, I feel like every time Stargate needs, like, some sort of great surprise twist or, like, some new thing to make everything worse, they're like, just throw in some replicators, you know, like, Atlantis, and then
just a pinch of replicators, stir.
Arc of Truth.
But not stir.
Just throw in some things. Like, when I was watching Arc of Truth, they brought in the replicators again, I was like, are we back to this again? I'm like, we got rid of those things. Like, I'm sick of it. So
I love the implication here. Like O'Neill is supposed to send himself back down. He's kind of standing around waiting.
I love that. Thank you.
But the other one is like, you know what? I really wish I had your ships. And then he's like, you know what? Let's try negotiating. Why the heck
peace
not?
out.
So. Because I think the Asgard recognized the domino effect. Like if you take out one, I mean it's whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
So. You have to take them all out, or you know, which we eventually have to deal with. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Let's be 100% trusting.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really know a lot about them at this stage.
Nah. Samaria.
Yeah.
Example.
Yeah, they helped Teal'c. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Hello.
I'll vouch for him, sir.
Exactly. So there are a ton of cables in that wide shot that are just painted right out. You know, the amount of work that goes into this show that you don't even know.
Oh, it's just a stupid amount of work.
Uh-huh.
I love the eye twitch and the slow blink.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time to prep. Oh my god.
Oh, here we go.
Lockwatcher said, are you the leader of your people or just a puppet?
That's clever.
That is funny.
Daniel Jackson is a better choice. And then he says it.
I'm remembering more articulate.
Yeah.
And Jack manages to insult them in like less than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I love that O'Neill's put out of his comfort zone.
Yes, it is good to have him pushed out. I wonder how RDA felt about having to do, more of the chatty stuff.
Well, as long as, you know, the 2 or 3 finger rule that Peter DeLuise always talks about that as long as, you know,
the
his
script?
lines didn't take up more than 2 or 3 fingers on the script, he was okay with it. But he wouldn't.
Oh,
he wouldn't
whose
do,
fingers though?
Yeah, he
The
wouldn't
fingers
do
of a
long
child
speeches.
or adult fingers?
Right? Exactly. The lowdown on our enemies.
So cool. I really love like gods and mythology to do with just everything. You know, it's so cool hearing and seeing all this stuff. Oh, Ritu throwback, guys.
Yeah, there's so many references to the Ritu in this episode and also the next episode.
There was still a threat, you know, and then
it's a shame
just
they
kind of
didn't do
phased
anything
away.
more with them.
It's
quite
CG
frustrating.
heavy.
They kind of like they built it up and then it just sort of fizzled out.
You are my favorite system lord.
And the most fabulously dressed.
Oh, absolutely.
I actually really love his costume.
He's so fabulous. He's such a bro. He's the only one that hates Anubis as much as we do. And it's like, he gets it.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't. Every joke, every pun, done to death.
Yes.
Isn't that from season 8 with Weir?
Yes, correct. That's you got it.
Wasn't even trying to do trivia, but that's just that's a great episode.
You're warming up your trivia muscles.
Yep.
Near T.
I love that they threw this back to Cassandra. It's so exciting. 10 out of 10.
This is how you get real stories to prove their worth in shows like this, where we're connecting the dots from previous episodes. Not earth-shattering, but it's like, you know what, if you're going to introduce a new character at this point, let's fill in some backstory.
Yeah. I can't do it.
He's got beef.
He's just sort of pleading with his eyes. Please don't make me do this.
The petty needs.
Petty needs. I love Daniel's response.
Yes, I know, it's the best.
It's so good.
It is so good. Oh,
I don't blame Teal'c.
Oh, no, of course not. Because we find out about the history of his father with Cronus in this episode.
He just keeps keeping things hidden from everybody. But, you know, all really what's actually happening is the writers are going, oh, this would be great to give Teal'c this background story. And so Teal'c's been hiding it all this time, but no, the writers just thought of it.
So Hammond just said that treaty laws will not permit weapons of any kind in this facility during negotiations. This kind of comes up a couple of times in sort of, I guess they're kind of goofs.
Because we have weapons later on when Mirdi is throwing her weight around.
Multiple times, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, after that maybe, you know, because of the attack at that point, they've changed their mind.
Yeah, but they have them before as well.
That's true. Good callback here with the healing device.
Yes.
So
just reminding us that it's a healing device.
That's right.
It's a great little throwback.
Yeah,
and it's going to come up a lot in the future.
In this episode, that's why they're reminding us that it exists. So exciting,
brilliant.
So in a second, Jack is going to say that the system laws are planning to send a fleet of 100 motherships, which is not what Thor said.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know whether he's doing a Jack thing and just paraphrasing incorrectly.
Yeah, he's not being accurate.
Just delivering the line wrong.
Yeah. And Teal'c doesn't trust the Asgard at this point because he has no reason to. They've never showed up to help him.
Exactly.
And suddenly, you know, Earth is in jeopardy, and here are these people from the sky that he's only heard about in legends are coming to rescue these humans.
Yeah.
And they're asking him to hand over his weapon? I don't think so.
Exactly.
It all makes sense.
So what Thor said before was that the System Lords can launch an attack fleet 100 times larger than Apophis' attempt, not 100 motherships.
Ah, okay.
Also, these guys have weapons.
Yep.
Maybe
Just
they're
as they're
running
arriving.
really
They're
fast
running out
to
of
get
the
rid
yeah
of the weapons.
right.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. I literally wrote in my notes, are they just yeeting out of the facility?
Yeah, they're going as fast as they can.
They've got a lot of floors to climb. So.
Yeah.
So we just missed a goof. For a brief second there, you could see the 2 stationary guns still in the room pointing at the gate.
Yeah.
And then a second later, they disappear.
Not ideal.
There's also the 7th chevron that locks, indicating the point of origin is actually Earth symbol, which is not correct.
Yeah. Those guns are 50 calibers, by the way.
Okay,
Juicy.
50 calibers.
Juicy.
Wow.
I sold them at PropWorks.
Oh, you sold some weapons.
I
wow.
did.
They're
not real. They're made of wood.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
Yeah.
Fabulous woman. And my boo, my favorite. My man.
Here we go. Great shot.
Yeah. God, his look of disgust
very important right now.
is like it almost looked like a smile, and then it was like full disgust. Look at those grapes. Oh, get those green grapes out of there. Disgusting.
Yeah, well, this is the best we got, so.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
How do they use the toilet? You know, you have to teach them how to use the toilet?
Oh, great.
Oh,
I love the toilet
boy.
question. Thank you so much, David. Yes. Great point. Ooh, it's heating up.
There we go.
So he's about
crap.
to use Tilk is about to use a line
Mm-hmm.
on
Revenge of the
Cronus,
Wearer of Horns. Yeah.
which is the Revenge of the Wearer of Horns, which is obviously a throwback to when Braytek warned Tilk not to declare this on Frotak for marrying his wife.
Yep.
Like,
So,
I've started something negative. Homo Apple just said, "So here comes old you poo." I'm sorry.
Hilarious. So I'm assuming the person acting out of revenge doesn't actually have to wear horns.
Right.
Otherwise, that would be like a super easy pick. That would be like super easy to pick them in a suspect lineup. It's the guy with horns.
No, it's I think it's meant to invoke the fury of that person. So.
I get it.
I love how you says nothing. You know, but he nods. He's in total command of that room.
Because he's the best. He's old, he's wise somewhat, even though the sarcophagus makes him a little kooky, you know?
Yep.
Usually, like, the older you get, the more, like, the less understanding you are. But he's gone, like, the opposite way.
Just
for a while,
from
yeah.
you. Yeah. He's also, like, he asks questions, like, before he, like, completely loses it in most cases. And that's why I love him, because he doesn't go straight to I'm gonna mess you up, you know.
Exactly. So Tilk's obviously talking about his father and the circumstances.
Yeah,
that
we
led
finally
him to
learned
becoming
this.
Apophis' first prime.
Yep, big deal here.
Yeah.
I love that we get to see this eventually with a threshold. We get to see the moment that Cronus killed his father.
Mm-hmm. That's it. We do.
Very cool. Seeing all the flashbacks.
So many lines for Chris in this episode.
Yes.
It's a good episode for him.
I wouldn't tolerate having cameras in my room.
No, I wouldn't either, to be honest. I completely understand their problems.
Of course, I am not a world-nuking psychopath.
No.
Exactly.
Will you, though? Oh, this is a really cute interaction.
I love Air Force dress blues.
Me too.
They are great.
They are very
They're
handsome.
the best color. Works on everyone.
It works on everyone.
I actually do have a question about the military uniform that it comes up in a couple of minutes. So Jack removes his tie after speaking with Thor. It's a clip-on. Is that normal for military uniform to have a clip-on tie?
I feel it's very Jack to get a clip-on tie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they're real ties, So
Okay.
it's of course great that Jack has a clip on.
Yes, it is. It really is.
His little way of his little defiance.
He's like exactly like he's
Yeah.
following the rules, but he's
Very
doing it his
Jack.
way, which
Yep.
is very Jack.
Can we also appreciate the fact that Sam's brought up that Jolinar, the Ashes
Yes.
that went after her, was because of Cronus? I
Yeah.
think that's so cool that we're throwing back to like
Yeah.
how pesky these system lords are and how much of a pain in the ass they've been behind the scenes so far.
Exactly.
That we haven't necessarily
That
seen
bit
in
comes
full
up
force.
again later as well.
And
Yeah.
here he is. Oh, look at them with the Asgard. They're like, oh, God.
I just love how is it Thor beams down with his own chair?
Yeah. It's easier than having the puppet walk into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Thor has not told him to keep his mouth shut and only asks to be able to speak. So
I imagine he's saying something like "Listen to the Asgard."
yeah, yep. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There we go. There we go. Offense.
It's like Cronus got mad and he's like, oh god, one of his tantrums. And then just follows him out. Shadow like, I'm done with him, look.
look at Jack's face. I insulted them.
It's like, how? I spoke like 5
Gosh.
words.
I feel like that's such a, like, it's I love that that's how they get things done. They're just like, no, sorry, mate, you got to shut up till we're done being, little whiny babies.
Daniel's put a lot of work into
So calm. So there's about to be a second passing reference to the replicators.
I was going to say, yeah, because that's why they're not watching enough.
Yep. Other concerns. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is worse. The Gould are just petty.
There you go.
Butts.
Building up the replicators.
Yep. I mean, just the notion of that is...
It's frightening, yeah.
The replicators are like actually really scary when you think about like how out of control they are.
Yeah, I love how they have their own theme music.
Yeah.
Yep.
Da-da-da-da. It's that
exactly.
It's like theme song.
Yeah.
All this political stuff is fascinating backstory.
Yeah.
And so the Goa'uld don't realize how powerful they are, and they don't realize the threat that the Asgard are dealing with. If they did, we'd be in trouble.
Oh, I really don't like the CGI. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, 1999 to 2000, your painful period.
Yep. They
tried.
In just 2 years, like in Revelations, Heimdall
phenomenal.
still holds up.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I agree.
It kind of looks like a mouse. Like a computer mouse.
It does.
Yeah, for sure.
Is Heimdall Janet?
Heimdall is
Terrell
Terrell Rothery.
Yes,
That's right.
Yep.
Cool. I was just trying to remember. Do you think did at any point Michael Shanks doing the scene, like when it cut to like the when they had to do the camera footage of Thor, was he speaking in the background of the scene doing the dialogue for Thor?
It's probably pre-recorded
I would
or
love
like
that.
a script supervisor.
I'm assuming he
saying it.
re-recorded it, but I would
Yeah.
love if he was also like in the background just being like and then talking to himself. It's just it'd be really
Yes.
Clip on tie.
so good. I respect it. That works.
That boy can grovel when he has to.
God.
Like it's
What
a special
weird
skill.
compliment. It's so good.
Yeah, humans
big
to
no-no.
them. Yeah. But star travel. May have to end star travel. Take 2. And action. Just keep your mouth shut, Jack.
Passage of Nylor.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Excuse
that
me?
won't do. Hmm.
Oh.
They should give him like a talking stick, like they're in primary school.
What is it? The
Talking
conch?
stick.
Like, I have the talking
Yes.
stick
Yeah.
now. I get to speak. They're all children anyway. They should have really made Daniel do this. Yes, God, I don't know what they were thinking.
Oh boy.
With disdain.
With extreme prejudice.
Yeah. So he's about to imply that they knew about the gate in Antarctica.
Yep. We're thinking at this point, well, we'll just get the other one. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
How
both
did they
of them.
find out about the other gate?
Well, there was a Jafar hand.
They
the
knew
dead
it
body hand
existed.
frozen there. So yeah,
That's
they probably knew it
true.
existed
Yeah.
from the past.
They just put a post-it note in it.
Yeah.
This will come
So
up
had we
later.
not discovered it, O'Neill would probably been like,
We have a second
excuse me?
date.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine if that's how we found out. Phew.
Yep. Exactly. If the attack had not happened,
Yeah.
we would have had to deal with this.
Yeah.
Jed Ted, this is
That's
like
cool.
one of the Senate scenes from the Star Wars prequels. Yes, but much more interesting.
Yes, I was going to say
Yeah.
I hated those scenes so much.
Can you deal with 200 motherships? It's very simple.
Yeah.
I love he's asking that.
Yes.
Interesting question.
Yes, we do, Jack. Go see an episode called Red Sky.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Asgard could fetch them another gate, but the moment that they're detected,
Yes.
Yeah.
traveling around again, and the Asgard wouldn't do that because that's the document that's against the treaty. That's against the treaty.
Mm.
You brought up the nod. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Come on, Thor. Do the nod. Do it, bro.
Was that a nod? Was right there.
Brilliant.
I love it just beams him away.
That was a nod to say, okay, I'll send you back.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It would have been interesting to deal with this for a season.
Yeah.
But
Stargate wraps things up too quickly sometimes for me.
I think that I would have enjoyed a season where the Goa'uld didn't know about the second Stargate, and we started using that anyway as a loophole, and spent a year cat and mousing them.
So at about 30:10, you can see what looks like Cronus wearing knee socks. Look, he's wearing knee socks.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like nothing says great and powerful God like a pair of glittering knee socks.
Damn, those are some high knees. How do they not fall down?
I don't know.
Gosh. Now, you're a member of an advanced species, and you go to this planet and you get attacked, and you're plugged in to all these archaic surgical instruments.
Yeah, no confidence.
Yeah, I would be terrified.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing to me?
Oh God, VHS.
I did watch movies on the VHS tapes, so I am not that young.
Oh, boy.
Well, Nirti's got some explaining to do herself.
She has got some splaining to do.
Some good old splaining. You know, whenever they talk to Nirti, she's really reasonable in like communication. Like every time we've interacted with her. That like I forget how evil she is because she's so pleasant to have a conversation with.
Oh, she's an awful creature.
She's a psychopath. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Cronus also has a Gould. Cronus is the Gould.
Yeah.
I guess the injuries are too
He's not
severe.
really in a position to use a healing device on himself, though.
Yeah.
But, you know, Nirti doesn't really try.
Dear.
Nope.
Yeah,
I think she just
2
turns
Oh
it
my
on.
God. She does the same thing with Cassandra. She's like, "Oh yeah, you left it too long," and it's like,
Yeah.
"No, we've played
Yeah.
this game before, lady. Like, let's go again." You know. Oh, you'll suffer.
Dooming everyone.
Needs a sarcophagus.
Jed Ted said we're +1 crying out loud for those keeping track. So
I feel like we should be doing like a shot of like something every time Jack says for crying out loud.
yeah,
I've run out of coffee, so might
I have
be a
some
shot
rum,
of water.
but it's the other room.
I have
so.
qualms for you just buying that this doesn't work. You know, it's like, seriously, you would know how this you would know how this device works.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe he's already getting a bit rusty from his sarcophagus, and he, you know,
Could be, yeah. And
which you'll inconveniently make not work as well.
yeah.
He'll die on the
And
way.
once you're gone, you're not going to come back except in a mothership with a bunch of plasma weapons.
Exactly.
Can I just say, Jacqueline in real life is still a radiant being.
Oh, yeah.
She exudes
absolutely.
beauty inside and outside. She is so lovely.
I think this is the
And
one.
she came to the Oh, sorry, you go.
I think this is the one and only time that Thor takes orders from the High Council.
Yeah.
It is not a perfect galaxy. I'm sorry, you were saying?
No. Oh, yeah, I was just going to say that Jacqueline Samuda, she went to the UK con even though she'd broken her leg like the week
Yeah.
before or
Correct.
something.
She showed up in a boot.
So, yeah.
We had dinner with her at the event, which was quite nice.
Wow. Oh, so that was the one that you were at.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Didn't she come out of a sarcophagus or something at that one?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm
I wish.
confabulating. Oh, you and we both know that you can just resurrect him. I guess we don't know that yet, though. No, we do know that.
Except for one.
Yeah.
Oh, the weapons. Here we go.
Yep.
Let's say SoCal brought back Apophis, but we don't know that yet, so. Sorry, guys.
Now we've got a complete set.
Yeah.
And how are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Great episode.
For an Earthbound episode, it's quite excellent.
I prefer Earthbound episodes. I think that the writing, because they're locked in one location, I feel like the writing suddenly is amplified. You know? I feel like because they have less of the environment to work with, they're like, well, we're gonna.
Well, it's all familiar surroundings. We're spending less time dealing with unfamiliar surroundings and unfamiliar people and situations. So they come to us, and it's solid.
I think the show exceeds and does such a good job when they're on base only. Those are my favorite episodes.
Yep.
Right.
She is dead, right?
Well,
you pushed her into a pit.
You threw her in, yeah, you should know.
Style bunkers.
He wasn't finished.
So I think we need to again pause to admire the irony in the scene. So Jolinar was fleeing Cronus's hired assassin when they met Carter. Because of Jolinar, Carter can now use the healing device, which she uses to save Cronus.
Yeah.
What a beautiful twisted. This is what I love about Stargate, is it's able to take things like these weird situations and like all kind of circles round and meets in a really jarring, bizarre way. And I that's what makes Stargate so great. It's so long that it has all these beautiful crossover moments.
I think it's interesting she uses this successfully in season 3, but in 2 years from now, she hurts Daniel. You know?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I feel like I think we discussed this maybe last week, but it's sort of like Carter's ability to use Goa'uld technology was like drastically underutilized.
Yes, for sure.
She could have taken the healing device with her on missions. That would have been really cool.
Yeah. I completely agree.
But I mean, episodes like Heroes would have been, would not have been.
Wouldn't have had the same
fulfilled.
impact. Yeah.
This is the thing with sci-fi. It's really hard because you have so many ways to resolve and deal with situations, and you've got to kind of forget about them or kind of leave them behind. If not, the situation will be too easy.
It would sort of dull the whole point that war is so devastating. If they can just sort of heal people and there's no consequences.
Yeah, I kind of wish Stargate in the early days hadn't gone so hard with some of the things like the Zat with how powerful it was and stuff like that. But I think eventually they could land in a really good place for like everything. They stopped making those kind of mistakes at one point.
Yeah.
Snaky butt. So, did they sign the treaty in the end or not? I guess they didn't.
Going to, and then they
I don't think so.
Yeah. But I mean, later on, it establishes that the System Lords can't attack Earth because of the treaty. So at some point, one was completed. They sign it
at the end of this episode.
Do they?
Yeah, at the end of this episode, yeah.
Yeah, they have
we
one.
Don't see it.
No, they definitely sign it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they always talk about the Protected Planet.
Right, exactly. We're in it.
So. Yeah.
So... for a few years, so we don't have to worry about a ghoul
and they always talk about not encroaching on like near to you and Cronus's like beef and space because they're like, well, that's not our problem.
No, at the conclusion of this episode at all.
I remember he says, "We will not attack your world, but if we come across you, then you know."
Yes, I was going to bring that up later. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because like you bumps into SG1 all the time after this, and no matter what, he doesn't kill them. Every time he lets them speak and has a good conversation.
No.
Well,
why he's the best.
He's looking at the long road.
Exactly, because he's the best.
He's looking at the long road, but he doesn't have a long road to live, though.
What a shame.
It's starting to deteriorate. So what's cool, which is coming up shortly, is the gun that is used by Nerity becomes invisible when she's in stealth mode, which is really cool. So like the technology that she uses seems to incorporate inanimate objects. Like it kind of generates a small field that encompasses, you know, the user.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Gonok. Whoop.
I love the way that you was so quick to turn on her. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, save him. He's the best. Thank you.
There we go. Cool shots.
That's such a cool shot because they're brought out.
Yeah, I love how she's like
half
in
so
phase
good.
and half
I forget
out.
what they're called, but they're such cool weapons.
TERs, the TERs.
So
That's
this
it.
line from Carter is awesome, and the camera angle and the lighting makes it look so badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Carter, yeah.
Just a flesh wound.
So he did get hit. Okay.
Yeah. Jedhead said, do you think they were afraid of making Carter too powerful with the Gould tech? I think so, but like only because of plot. Only because of plot, you know?
You have to strike a balance.
Yeah. Same way they couldn't have Daniel remain an ascended being for like the whole show. Too powerful.
Wow. I wouldn't have let them keep the Stargate.
But Yu's just an understanding bro. Like he's just the best. He just gets it.
Yeah, but why would Cronus? They were looking forward to having
make
them.
His,
okay.
make his threat,
But,
which kind of it's kind of a bit fortuitous because he doesn't show any mercy to the robot SG1.
That's true.
No.
In season 4.
Yeah.
So.
He says, "I'll show you no mercy." Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great. I love that. It's like, okay, on this planet, no beef, right? But if we see you again, like you encroach on my territory, or we just see you out there, I'm gonna mess you up, you know?
Let the good times roll.
Great. Yeah.
Good times. So I don't know if you guys have seen, there's an article on the Companion by Kaylee Dre about this episode, and they call it one of the absolute best episodes of SG1.
Whoa.
Simply because firepower took a backseat to diplomacy.
Yep.
And we also get to see like a different side of the Goa'ulds, particularly in Yu. Like he's more calm, contemplative and calculating than some of the other Goa'ulds that we've come into contact before, and like I completely agree with that point of view.
Gecko Fett Webb said, "You says so little, yet expresses so much." Yeah, it's why I like him. He's contemplative. He just sits there.
It's the same argument for Teal'c.
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, they speak when they need to speak, and they're silent when they need to be silent. Yeah, it's a good balance.
Most definitely.
Oh, Jean Diada Smith made a great point in the chat. I think it's great. Carter's Carter being able to use the Goa'uld tech seems related to her emotional state. Too many emotions and she can't do it. Because somebody else was mentioning the fact that, you know, like
Cassandra and Cronus,
in this situation, she's not like hugely emotional, or like the emotions are in the right place this time. You know, I think that's very cool, interesting concept.
Fair game.